Judging by my size, you know that I like good food. As you can see, we have a lot of good food here. I would say duck has an interesting taste, a very gamey taste, and you get to see a lot of braised duck dishes. You get to see like a roast duck. But for fried duck, I think this is the first time I'm having in Singapore, because the last time I had fried duck was in Bali. Actually, from the outlook, it doesn't look that oily, which is good because duck itself has a lot of oil under the skin. Wow. If there's like a choice between like would I choose the meat or the skin, I'll choose the skin. Skin is always the best part. And the skin is really tasty and it's not oily. I think this dish is not very common, but I've managed to try it a few times before. I think they actually put marmalade on top of the foie gras. And the foie gras is really good. It actually melts in my mouth. Most of the time when you have liver dishes, liver tends to have this very gamey, very strong taste, which not a lot of people would like. But for foie gras, it's very good. It melts in the mouth, very tasty, and goes well with the marmalade and the bread. I like oysters, both cooked and raw. For me, oysters is a quiet taste. Yeah, because oysters does have that very strong taste, which I think it takes some time to get used to. Wow, as you know, there's never a classy way to eat oysters. Wow, this is really good. It's really, really good. So good that it's good enough on its own. You don't need any drinks. I think what contributes best to this dish is the freshness. It's so fresh that I didn't exactly get that, the oyster aftertaste. Yeah, I like fish and salmon, but for me, salmon is actually also a quiet taste. Because I didn't really like salmon at first. I think actually salmon tastes very differently from how other fishes would taste. I'm very sure this dish, according to the chef, it will be one of the dishes that I could actually have during my healthy diet days. I remember I had this salmon once. It was prepared by a friend. He had it in aluminium foil, and he put like onions, and he went to lightly barbecue it. So it wasn't fully cooked, but it was cooked in its own flavor. So you just have the dish with soy sauce and it's very, very good. I'm a sucker for dessert. The sweeter the better. I have like desserts like this, like perhaps once every 2 days. So I run often and I go for Muay Thai. I do a lot of cardio to burn all the sweet stuff that I eat. Yeah, I've got to say that banana are one of my favorite fruits, like durians, because banana has a very nice texture. And they come in a lot of different variety. You have the smaller ones and I think the Monte kinds, which are the larger ones. I think banana works very good for, it's very healthy because it's high in potassium, high in fiber. I remember like back then where we were training for frogmen, so I have to get up like 5. So usually we will have like 1 or 2 bananas. Tosh would get them. He'll get a bunch and bring them to training. So everyone would get like 2 of them and before we start training. Actually, training wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was the diet because we had to go through a very strict diet of like having red rice, boiled chicken. It was most of the time tasteless. We didn't come with any sauce, so anything other than that is good. Usually we would avoid simple carbohydrates like rice, potatoes, but there is sweet potatoes. We add that into our diet. So we have them boiled. So I think sweet potatoes are good because they're complex carbs and it keeps you full during training and on set. Starchy food, pasta, rice, is my favorite. I'm one of those guys that when I eat out, I would like jia fan, because rice is like really tasty and carbs like potatoes and rice, it always complements food very, very nicely.